And let's talk about Scream 8. So I think we shouldn't be surprised that we get a Scream 8, especially with Scream 7 grossing over $200 million at the box office, which I don't think anybody saw coming. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie does have its flaws and there's issues I have with it. And then when I get through this article, I'm gonna let y'all know what it is exactly that I want from this damn franchise in order for it to move forward. So we knew that there was only a matter of time before we get a Scream 8, but I didn't think it was going to come this quick. I thought maybe they'd wait a little bit. But it says Spyglass is developing the eighth installment of the Scream franchise with Lila and Nora Zuckerman writing. The Zuckerman sisters most recently served as showrunners for the hit Peacock series Poker Face, pop, pop, poker face, ma, 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 and have worked as writers and co-executive producers on popular series, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Suits, Fringe, and Prodigal Son. The news comes as Scream 7, which saw the franchise original scribe Kevin Williamson step behind the camera for the first time on the horror series, racked up over 200 mil at the global box office. It's the first time a Scream movie has crossed that milestone in its 30-year existence. The seventh Will, which saw the return of Nev Campbell as Sydney, also opened to a franchise global record debut of 97.2 million. The Paramount co-financed movie also starred Isabel May, Courtney Cox, Anna Camp, Joel McHale, and Matthew Lillard. The Zuckermans recently wrote a pilot for the Buffy the Vampire Slayer revamp, Buffy New Sunnydale, which Chloe Zhao was expected to direct. But as y'all know, Hulu did not go forward beyond the pilot. I don't know what the reason is why they didn't go along with it, but nevertheless, we're not getting it. But Nora and Lila Zuckerman, I'm actually not mad at this because if you've ever seen Poker Face, one of the things about them on that show is that that show was all about mystery and all the other stuff. And a lot of people, including myself, have said what has been missing from a lot of the Scream movies, I would even say since 5, 6, and 7, because that's when Spyglass, I think, took it over around that time. And that's when Radio Silence and Guy Busick and all these other people came in and started doing whatever they call, an attempt at trying to write a Scream movie, and did what they did with that franchise. And I felt like the mystery was missing. Also, character development. So, if you have some people who have a background in television, one of the key things that goes within TV is background development or character development. And that's what we needed, especially when it came to Tatum's friends. And um, Sydney did have a pretty big arc in a lot of situations. I think it was heavily Sydney focused, but I just felt like y'all already know. I hated the third act. The killers that they chose did not, their motive behind why they were doing what they were doing with Sydney, I don't feel like was perfectly executed. Now, don't get me wrong, was I a fan of the movie? There's parts of the movie I liked. There was a lot of parts of the movie I did not like. But being that I'm a Scream fan and I want more for the franchise, I did end up buying the film. I bought it this morning because I was going back and forth. I'm like, should I not get it? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And so Robert, friend to the show, I know you said that, yeah, well, if you buy the physical, whatever case is, you get all the bonus features. I got the bonus features included from the digital purchase that I got off Prime Video. So it comes with all the stuff. It comes with like the behind the scenes. It comes with, I think, deleted scenes, which was like, it said 5 minutes. I'm like, damn, y'all didn't cut that much from the movie. Also, it gives a behind the scenes look at I believe the kill with, what the hell's her name? Hannah. I'll say her character. Hannah, the girl that was, the act y'all know the actress. Why am I drawing a blank on her damn name? But the actress that played Hannah in the films, she's been McKenna Grace. It gets behind the scenes on all of that and stuff. So there's the behind the scenes featurettes and all other things. I'll definitely be checking that out. I don't know. Whenever I have the time, I'll give that movie a gander again. But if we're gonna move forward with this thing, here's what I want from this franchise. Since you already have the Zuckerman sisters coming in because y'all want a bit of that mystery, definitely bring the mystery. Give us cool and interesting. I really hope that they kind of taken the idea of Scream. What was it? Scream 6, where can we get like the killer? Well, they reveal one of the killer. Well, I think two of the killers actually in the opening kill when of Samara Weaving. If y'all could do something like that, where it's like portrait of a serial killer, where we actually get the killer reveal halfway through, and then we kind of follow him, and people are not aware who the killer is. But you have other killers that's in that situation. I think that'd be a cool, interesting idea. Also, I feel like if we're going to bring, because we don't know who's coming back, I'm assuming because this film they think, let's bring Sydney back, let's focus on Tatum. Hopefully, you'll give Tatum a lot more to do in this film. This will be a way for y'all to fatten up her character a bit, because I do feel like she kind of played second fiddle to her mother, even though, yeah, technically this was like them trying to build her up, I guess, past the torch, but it didn't feel passy torchy to me. So I feel like if you're going to make Tatum the focal center of the next one, you definitely need to make her a lot more interesting and give her a lot more to do than just, oh, my mom, she was gone, and then all that other little crap that they put up in there. Because I do feel like she was underutilized or underwritten in the last movie. Also, if we're going to focus on both, what I was hoping to get in Scream 7, but we didn't get, I thought that the movie was going to focus on Sydney, like we were going to have side quests, kind of like Fast and the Furious. And I'm explaining what I mean by that. So in the last Fast and Furious, which was a god awful fucking movie, you had all these different characters off on different quests throughout the movie. So you had Tyrese and all of them going off doing one thing. Then you had Dom Toretto and his son off on one situation. Then you had Letty over there with Charlize Theron, and then Gal Gadot. She was popped in. And so you had all of them off on these little side quests. I feel like if you're going to do the next Scream movie, you have Sydney. If you're going to bring Sydney and Tatum in there, you have Sydney and her friends off doing their thing. They're probably being coming after, like, Ghostface is coming after them, and you have that thing develop them. You don't really need to, actually, you don't really need to develop Sydney or Gail, because who was also underused in that last movie, because they're already fully fleshed, they're fully realized. So you can just focus and have them doing whatever it is that they're going to do, the Scooby Dooisms, the mystery, all that stuff, but also have their circle of friends that they're interacting with, and maybe Ghostface could be trying to take them out. Then you have Tatum starting over with her new group of friends, develop those characters, develop her friends or whatever, give us a reason to root for these people. So when they actually get off by Ghost Face or the many ghost faces, who knows how many y'all want to put in the movie, then we care about these people. I honestly did not care about any of the characters that were offed in this last Scream movie. It just felt like it was the reason to just kill people off, and then y'all just heavily focus on Sydney and this whole thing about AI and Stu, and it wasn't well executed in my opinion. So with these women coming in, hopefully, they'll write a really good script, they'll flesh out the characters, you'll give everybody something to do, and you'll actually help us give a damn about the characters that are going to be shown on the screen. So with that being said, I'll just be waiting to see what transpires of this, and hopefully they come out with a good script. I don't know if these women have experience in writing horror and kills and things. I don't know what they say. I mean, yeah, they were writing Buffy, but that script, people were tearing it apart. But we don't even know what draft of that script that we read, was that the script, the ones that leaked online, was that the version of the script that was going to become the pilot, or was that was the first draft? Was it a redraft, rewriting of the draft? So who knows, but we'll see how it all goes. And then if they need somebody to punch up the kills, even though y'all did him dirty, maybe you can hit up Christopher Landon and have him like do a whole little gloss over of the script, and he can add a little something something. Now, the question also remains, will Kevin Williamson be coming back as director? I know he said he doesn't want to come back. He has other projects that he wants to focus on. But if I just say back up the Brinks truck, I know there were people that had like complaints about his directing and all the other stuff. I didn't mind the director. I did think in certain parts it was a bit dark, and there were certain parts where it was a little, it was a little, was some editing situations. I was like, oh, girl. But nevertheless, um, if he doesn't want to come back, I don't even know who would be interesting to bring it. Maybe the guy that directed. I was like, I really want Christopher Landon to come back, but I just feel like he's been so burned by this damn fan base, he won't do it. And Strange Darlings, the director of that, I would like to see him direct a Scream movie. I don't know if he'd be down for. I'm trying to remember if he's actually direct. I think he's filming something else. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I may have heard something, but I would like the guy of Strange Darlings to. Oh wait, I think he's Isn't he doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot or something or another? I think that's what he's working on. But if he got some time, let's say if he could possibly direct a Scream movie. We need some fresh meat. We need some new blood. We need some new ideas. I'm just glad Radio Silence has moved on. I'm just glad God Busick is taking his grubby ass hands off of a Scream movie because I hated every Scream movie that he's written. And I just feel like he's not a good writer. I just feel like I've been disappointed with a lot of the writing. I was disappointed with a lot of the Scream movies, and I was most recently disappointed with Ready or Not 2, which he had a hand in writing as well. So I say all this to say, because I know I got a lot of questions, and I'm sure you do as well. What do you guys think of this story? Are you excited to hear about a Scream 8? What would you like to see them do to make this franchise better? Because, yes, just because it grows $200 million at the box office does not a great movie make. There's been a lot of movies that made a crap ton of money, but the movies were shit. So, um, it'd be interesting. I just hope that Spyglass is actually listening to the fans and is really concerned about wanting to get a good script, or because the fans have been complaining and they just haven't been excited over the writing and everything, and the direction, the political stuff. But it seemed like, look, the political stuff didn't even affect the movie because it made the most money out of all the movies in the franchise. So like I said, Matrix versus Real World when it comes to all that Palestine and all the other mess that all these people's out here protesting about. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.